Hello everyone, welcome to Any Best YouTube channel. My name is Eno Johnson. Today, I want to ask you a question. How prepared are you for this farming season? We are in the month of March. The rains are coming. Farming is about to start. Have you prepared your farmland? Uh, how large is the farm? Tilled, cleared, burnt? Which of them have you done yet? So I will also tell you how prepared I am, and also tell you the necessary things you should do as we move into farming proper this year. Now, we know the necessary things to prepare for in farming is one, getting a farmland. Now, the farmland you get should determine what you are to plant. Before I proceed, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are yet to do so. God bless you. Yes, the kind of land you have will determine what you are to plant. For instance, now, if where your land is located is waterlogged area, just go into rice farming. Choose a crop that loves water and plant that. But if it's where is airy, aerated, yeah, you can plant many of other crops that is suited. Now, for sandy loamy soil, in fact, it's actually the best soil for planting. Yeah, because it accommodates so many crops. It's only but few you can see that you can plant in a clay soil. Otherwise, every other one is sandy loam. Sandy loam means that sandy, water, it can drain water. Loamy, it can adhere, it can hold nutrients for you. So the choice of what to plant depends on the land you have. So how do you start? You can lease. We have some government areas, some states, they have agricultural areas whereby agricultural land whereby they give people on lease. You can get one, or you can get from people, and so that you can plant. What do you do next after acquiring a land? Is to cut down trees. You can't do without that anyway. Although cutting down trees is not encouraged, but if one goes down, you should be able to plant two. There are ways to plant it. I see in some places they just build. Nobody have the thought of, okay, let me even plant something, a tree. Now, it's not just about the crops only. It's healthy. You need fresh air, you need good air. So, and besides, it also serves as windbreaks. If you are cutting down one tree, you should be able to plant two. Clear your land, clear the grasses. It's not as if bush burning is encouraged. Although, they say everything that has that advantage also has disadvantages. Also has disadvantage. If you burn a land, you could burn off some of the good nutrients. So we encourage you bury the grasses. They will decay and add manure to the soil. But if you want to burn, you can push maybe the sticks and logs. You can push them to the side of the farm and burn them there. After preparing your land, you till or you make ridges. If it's a large expanse of land, get tractor. Use machines. Let them do the work. It's easier. It's not as if the money is too much. Yeah, you can pay for it. So prepare the land, and then once the rain starts coming, you know the land is well soaked. That is, it retains water. There's how rain will come. Maybe especially you see rain that comes, those first early rains. It will come like if there's heavy rain today, you see that the next day everywhere is dried. It looks as if rain did not come at all. No, that's not the time. If the ground is still very strong, it's still hard, not strong, hard. Don't plant yet. Wait. So at least the rain should be coming. At least in a week you should see rain. So when it is that time, you plant. There are crops to plant. So yes, there are different times. There are crops to plant at different. For instance, you don't plant beans when the rain is coming frequently. No, it won't survive. You plant beans when the rain is going down. So it chooses, you see, it comes once. Yeah, you can plant beans at that time. But when the rain comes, especially when it comes every day or every 2 days, like that, no, it's not advisable. So you can plant things like maize, groundnuts. You can plant melon. Yes, things like that. You can plant pepper. You may not plant tomatoes. You may not survive. If you have to plant tomatoes, you have to control. So if you have the money to do, what do they call it? You see, it has escaped my. That is, you are the ones you have to cover the place and control water. Make sure you control water. If you have the money to do that, good and fine. But after you have planted, make sure you keep fertilizer. These days, organic fertilizer is encouraged. It's even cheaper. Cow dung, chicken dung, and the rest of them. Chicken dung is more preferable for leaves, such as vegetables that are not fruiting, or if they are fruiting, when it gets to the time of the fruiting stage, you stop applying chicken dung, because it will only make it to be beautiful. You just see the flowers, the fruits will not mature into fruit. So because of too much nitrogen. So those are things you observe. If you're a new farmer, the beginner, read about a particular particular crop, and the requirement, the agronomical requirements before you proceed. So let me talk about me. For me, I am prepared. I have 3 hectares that I want to use to plant 3 different crops. I'm going to start with maize. So we are in the month of March already, getting the place prepared by clearing the place. So the next thing we are going to do now, as we enter into the month of April now, we'll plant maize. Maize is always good. When you are planting maize, plant them together, don't space it. Because it will need each other for fruiting. If you space it, it may be difficult. That's why you see some of those maize that stands alone, they will not produce. You'll be wondering why. Yeah, it's like that. So plant them close, and then you in fact, it's even good for you, because you will have more fruits. So I'll be planting maize, followed by groundnuts. Yes, as I plant maize, I plant groundnut. Groundnut is a kind of a cover crop somehow, although it does not cover the whole of the farm completely, but it's a cover crop. It's not bad in that it emits nitrogen, which is also helpful for the soil. So it covers the soil from being exposed to too much sun, and that will may affect the nutrients, and also help in preserving some of the nutrients. So besides, why I'm also planting groundnut is that go to the market now and ask for the price of a bottle of groundnut. You will see why I want to plant groundnut this time around in a very large, in a big way, in a commercial way. That's why I'm planting it for commercial, both the maize and this thing. Although I'll still use some subsistence farming, yeah. But then I'm looking at the two ways. Okay, so after that, when I'm done with after harvesting maize and groundnut, I'll plant beans. Immediately, yeah, I'm planting maize and groundnut in the month of April, so April, May, June. So by July, I should harvest. I should have harvested everything, and except I'll keep some parts of the maize. Because I will keep some part for it to dry up. I would like to sell the dried maize, the dry corn. I would like to sell the dry corn, so I will leave a part. But for the fresh ones that I want to eat and then probably sell too, I will then use the part of that land to plant beans. Also, I'll still plant beans, even the side I will leave when I have harvested the groundnut. And I'm going to plant the white beans. The time to plant beans depends on the variety of beans you are planting. So in the month of July, you can go for the white beans. Then during September, you can plant the white beans July, August. By September or ending of July, August rather, you can start planting the brown one. So by July, I would have planted the white beans. Okay, so that's that for it. So in preparation, the kind of seeds you plant matters. You don't just pick any seeds. For instance, I remember a particular species of beans we planted. I actually didn't like it when we bought it. We were taking it, but my husband didn't see anything wrong with it, so we planted it, and it's the same thing that came up. If I want to do moi moi or in fact, because of that, I started buying akara outside. Unlike when I want to do akara, it doesn't take me just within 5 minutes. I finish washing, separating the chaff from the main beans. But this other one, it takes time, so I don't actually like it. So I discovered that. And that's it. So the species you plant matters a lot, or the variety, whichever one you call it. I'm going for the hybrid for the maize. For beans, I don't think there's any hybrid. So if there is, I'm yet to see it. So what I do is that the one I buy in the market and it's good for me, I like it. That's the one I plant. So that is it. So your choice of seed matters. You don't go planting seeds that are deformed. Don't germinate. Go for healthy seeds. If those seeds they have a hybrid, please go for the hybrid. It will save you stress. Hybrids are very resistant to diseases, to pests. They can withstand conditions like temperature, humidity. So you go for hybrid. And the harvest is the seeds, the fruits are always big, always very robust. So our advice, you go for hybrid. Also, keep some pesticide or insecticide by your side. For instance, if you are the person that you are into pepper farming, please don't lack insecticide. Please don't lack it, because I discovered that pepper is mostly attacked, especially during fruiting. You may wake up one day and discover that the whole of your farm is covered by some ash-like kind of substance, whitish, or you come and meet locust kind of insects on it. If you don't do anything about it quick, the whole of your farm will go down and you lose, seriously. So our advice that you get a pesticide, insecticide by your side, whichever crop you're planting, then And if you are planting beans, of course, you should know that when it's getting close to fruiting, spray. You don't wait for anybody to tell you to spray chemical. Please do. So you get to know all of these things. That's that. Apply manure when necessary. If it's a 6 months crop, you should know the duration when and when to apply manure. And the next thing I'll talk about now, water, that's irrigation. If there's shortage of water, please make room for irrigation. It's very important so that the crops won't die, or they won't be the dung dance. That is, they won't reduce, they won't be stunted. Whereby it's time for harvest, they won't harvest, it won't produce. All of you observe negative effects on the crop. So it's always good if there's stress on the plants, apply enough water. Then the next thing I should talk about now is weeding. Don't dodge it. Don't dodge it. I know for a crop like beans, after the first weeding, the second one may not be necessary, because even we know that I told you that they don't need too much of nutrients. So we won't even say that weeds will disturb the nutrient. Even in the midst of it will still produce, you still harvest bountifully. But for other crops, please make sure you do the weeding. Do the weeding. Don't let weed compete with your crops. You won't have good harvest. Weeding also helps to prevent all these pesticides, insecticides, and the rest of them. So do weeding in your farm. That is it. If you observe all this agronomical, this thing, we'll come back celebrating. Please make sure you keep videos of your farm. Let's do it together. If you have questions, ask. If you have suggestions, why not? So there's something that we should have rub minds together, or something you want me to talk about. Yeah, please drop it in on my on comment section. I'll go through it and make sure I respond accordingly. Thank you so much for staying glued to Anybest YouTube channel. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. God bless you. Bye for now.